Hello and welcome back. In our first segment, we included a movie into the Vernier Logger Pro software to begin our video analysis, and we used the Examine tool to move back and forth to determine certain things like time and travel, the distance traveled. This time we're going to take it a step further with a more complex tool embedded in the video analysis software. We're going to align vectors onto the movie, which will help us to distinguish and dissect the motion in two dimensions. First, begin by opening up that Logger Pro file. And as you can see, we've saved the track of the skier over the flight, and here's our graph. Next, we're going to include a replay tool. This allows us to change the speed of playback. So we can slow it down by setting it to about 0.4 times the original speed. If we hit start, we can see the skier moving slowly across the screen. So that's a very nice tool to have. And next we're going to include what's called an animated display. An animated display is a lot like a free body diagram. So we're going to go to Insert, Meter, Animated Display. Here's our free body diagram. It's quite basic right now. We need to program it, so we can do that by finding the options like Control click with the Mac or right click with the PC. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to redefine the size of this free body diagram. We're going to define it as an asymmetric space, and we're going to go from the minimum horizontal range is -5 to 50, and the vertical range is going to be -40 to +10. Next, we're going to add a little bit more detail to our free body diagram. So we're going to choose Show Axes, Trace, Show Names, and Show Components. If I take a quick look, you can see what I've done here. I've moved the origin up to the top left corner, and but nothing really is happening just yet. I need to do some free body diagram. So I'm going to go back in. So we go back into the animated display options, and we're going to select vector 1. We're going to define this area, the horizontal component, as the x velocity, and rename it as x. And then we're going to select vector 2, rename the vertical as y velocity, and of course rename it as y. Let's take a quick look at what we just did. When I play it back in slow motion, you can see that the vectors change as the skier is in flight. So this is a play-by-play free body diagram. Pretty cool. We can do some other neat tricks with this. We're going to actually animate our free body diagram. So we'll go to Animate Point, and we're going to reset the drive horizontal position as X. So this is position X and vertical position Y. And we're going to include that into our video analysis movie. This will actually align vectors not only to our free body diagram, but also to the skier while in air on the movie screen. Choose OK, and let's take a look at what we've got. So if you recall our objective, we wanted to study motion in two dimensions, and we are going to do that with this vector analysis. One nice tool here is to increase the size of our free body diagram. And I want you to use the Examine feature, so mousing over from left to right across your graph, to be able to compare and contrast the magnitude and the direction of our horizontal and vertical vectors as the skier is traveling across that flight path.